Alright, so I actually started this yesterday. So I made I had 2 fillets of salmon here, and I made up this this stock, this liquor yesterday, and I cooked the first piece of salmon in it. And all this is water with garlic. There's some garlic in there, just roughly chopped. I didn't even take the peel out of it. I didn't even take the peel off it, just kind of chopped it through a couple of times. Just 1 clove of garlic, a wee chunk of ginger. Again, didn't bother peeling it. See, bits of garlic peel, bits of garlic, bits of ginger that are unpeeled. So garlic, ginger, and then lemon rind. It was half a lemon, and I just cut half the rind off, and then I juiced the lemon. That's what all the bits are through it, are bits of lemon. Good big pinch of salt, so a big kind of pinch like that, you know, good big finger full of salt. It's very salty, and a big pinch of pepper, and that's it. And the juice of the lemon as well, the juice with the pith of the lemon. And all I did was, it's the simplest way to cook this salmon. So just these basic salmon fillets, straight out of the packet. I'm not descaling it. I'm not going to skin it or anything. And all you do is skin side down, plop that into the water. And all I did was, I just brought that up to the boil and simmered it turned it down a touch just to let it simmer for what, 3 or 4 minutes, and then turned it off, let it cool down a wee bit in the liquid. Just get a spoon and just kind of baste it over the top. It's a wee bit higher than the liquid, and that's it. That's all you do. Just a wee break from the usual frying of the salmon, which is my normal default method of salmon, so we'll go for something a wee bit healthier. And all I'm going to have this with is my couscous. So this was the couscous from the previous video. Just a wee bit of fish. So I'll just turn that down a wee bit. Same spoon. So this was the roast vegetable couscous, and you can see obviously I'm just eating this cold straight from the fridge, and it's the perfect kind of accompaniment for this because it's there's just no time. This is the good thing about making up these kind of couscous salads and these pasta salads and these kind of things, because when you come to eat them there's just no effort in it at all. All you're going to do is just keep basting that. So just couldn't be any simpler. No skill in it at all. Unfortunately, you don't get the any crispy skin. I'm going to remove the skin. Just kind of baste that, and I put quite a lot of salt into the water. So what really flavours this water is the garlic. You get the garlic puts a lot of flavour into the water, and that goes into the fish, and you can really taste it, and it's really nice, the garlic through the fish. So just keep basting that. Now what I could have done is I could have put both these salmon fillets in at the same time, brought them up to the boil, let them simmer just like this for a few minutes, and then let it cool a wee bit, and then eaten one warm, then left the second one in the liquid to cool right down, and just put it straight in the fridge, and just leave the fish in the liquid and put it in the fridge, and then the next day you can eat it cold. So you could have cold salmon with cold couscous, and it would just be no effort at all. It would just be putting things in a plate, nothing to it, no cooking at all. And with leaving the salmon in the liquid, it would just absorb even more of these flavours. I just prefer the salmon warm to cold. But yeah, this is all there is to it, there's nothing to it. And having cooked one of the salmons already in this same liquid, you've got a bit of salmon flavour into it as well, so and you've richened the liquid. It's all kind of, it just gets better over time. You know, you could use this liquid probably 3-4 times over the course of 3 or 4 days. It'll be perfectly fine. So all I'll do is just turn it over. And I'm just going to let that cool down for a second, and then I'm just going to lift that skin off. So in terms of, it's so much simpler to cook it this way. When you're frying it, you've got to keep an eye on the temperature, you need a non-stick pan, you've got to cook it on all sides, not overcook it while it's raw in the middle. So there's a bit more skill involved in the frying, but this, just chuck it in the water and just simmer it for a wee bit. And all I'm going to do is, sometimes you can spin it around, but so just pop that skin in the bin. Not going to use that. It's brand, I don't want to put it in the brand new bin bag, otherwise it'll be sitting there for a couple of days. So good. That garlic flavour through it. It's really, really good. Maybe do with a touch of salt, but it's alright. So I'm going to turn this off now. So just a couple minutes, just 3-4 minutes. And what you can do is you can just go through the middle and you can have a look at it if you're kind of worried about it. And you can see that that's cooked kind of through. You can touch the middle as well. You can see how hot it is. There's a wee bit of warmth to it, but it's not too hot. You can see how nice and pink it is there. So that's probably pretty much done now. I kind of quite like it a wee bit kind of more cooked, so I'm just going to leave it in the residual heat just for another wee minute. But it's just the simplest way to cook a bit of salmon, and a wee bit healthier than frying it. And obviously you could just be putting this on rice, you could be having it with noodles, anything at all, you know, it works really nicely. But something I don't do very often, but like I've been doing this before, like a long time ago, and you put vinegar in the water and peppercorns, and I don't really, there wasn't much interesting flavour to that. Whereas garlic, ginger, lemon, you know, good strong flavours, lots of salt, you know, these are really good flavours that work really well with the salmon. And I don't mind cutting it in half like that, and you know, see, it just gives you that confidence that you know that it's cooked right through, or that it's not too undercooked. But yeah, you could just leave that to cool right down in the water and eat it cold if you wanted to. Maybe don't boil it for quite as long as if you were going to do that. So that's twice I've used this liquid now, so I'm just going to let that cool down and just discard it. I'm just going to pour it down the sink and then put those bits in the bin. But we'll see if we can get a wee... Yeah, it's nice and pink in the middle, nice and soft. It's really good. So yeah, I can maybe have left it for another wee minute or so, but that's okay. So that's salmon poached in liquid with garlic, ginger, lemon, salt, pepper, good strong flavours, and with the roast vegetable couscous salad. Done.